We've added a solar panel to our complement on our vintage trailer, so when we go dry camping we'll be able to keep the batteries charged up. And I didn't want to go out and spend a lot of money on one of those pre-made brackets that you can mount it to angle it towards the sun and what have you. Quite frankly, I didn't like the way they looked, and the price was just ridiculous for them, so decided I'm going to try something a little different. What we're going to do is we're going to take brackets like this, and then I'm going to mount it on the side. Now I'm going to mount this horizontally so that the long way tilts rather than the tall way. We'll mount one of these on this end here and one on that end there. We'll cut a hole right here to fit this in it. Okay? Then that will go onto there. And there's a screw here to lock it in place. And we'll be able to slide a 1/2-inch piece of conduit up and down. There's the thing in the bag. And I got this at Home Depot, I think it was. I picked this one up at. As well as these. Picked these up at Home Depot. But I think you could get them probably any place that has plumbing supplies. I'm not going to do a video where I show you step by step what I'm going to do. But what I will do is just take occasional pieces of it and we'll put it together for you and then show it in the end. Okay, here's what we got when we get it mounted. See, I chose to rivet these in. You could have put nuts and bolts in it, screws and bolts, nuts in it, or you could have used what they call well nuts, where you put the threads in here and then thread them on in. I chose to go this route. And here it is, all set up. Now it's not completed because I'm going to do a little more work on it to dress things up and make this all look real good and all. But as you can see, it just works real well. And all you do is just loosen this up and you can bring it down. And adjust just to whatever height you want. Alright, let me dress that stuff up, make it really look nice, and then I'll be back. Okay, get them all dressed up. Put rubber feet on the bottom here. On the upper end here, just took a plug that went down inside the 1/2-inch tube here. Makes it nice, looks nice and clean. Now this is a 1/2-inch pipe end plug. And these here were, I think they were 5/8 inches on the outside diameter. Okay, available at most hardware stores. I picked these up at Ace Hardware because they had the plugs, which is like this, and then you get 4 of these. I only need 2, but you get 4, and they're only a couple bucks for these, and these are like 65 cents each. My local Ace Hardware has the best selection of small parts. Your area may be different, but it sure does dress it up a lot. Okay, there it is, all set up. And this is it's a vintage camper underneath that, trailer underneath that. And this will power the batteries in that. Got the one other thing I didn't show you, and that is we've got a little handheld crank thing here. And you can tighten it down with this. The threading on this particular one is a 1/4 inch by 20. And I get about a 1/2-inch long shaft on this one. They make them different lengths. If all you can get is a longer one, you can just cut it down and dress it to fit. But it makes it very nice and easy to adjust. You can change the angle very quickly. Very inexpensive. I think the total bill on this thing was about $15. Now, one other thing I did do was added this bar across the middle here and riveted it in place. Reason being is when you lifting this thing up, you're going to be lifting it up through here. I will be putting a handle up here probably. But you're going to be lifting it up through here. And they want to, it's only silicone holding it to the glass, and it wants to just separate. Matter of fact, it did separate down below. And I just, you can look down, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I globbed just a whole bunch of silicone on there after cleaning off some of the old, just a bunch of it to hold it in place. But it's just, you know, the way it looks. Nobody's going to see that. But this thing here was the answer. Put this in here, rod in there, and you don't have any trouble. All in all, pretty nice setup and very inexpensive. Took me about 20 minutes to do.